Paddy Pimblett destroyed Tony Ferguson. I think this is a sign for Tony Ferguson that he should retire. Now, let me tell you why. Because in the first round, Paddy Pimblett was slipping and he was falling multiple times due to his ankle injury. But then Paddy Pimblett landed some nasty shots which rocked Tony Ferguson. And then Paddy Pimblett hit him with a nasty knee to the head which dropped Tony Ferguson. In which they both went to the ground and Paddy Pimblett just destroyed Tony Ferguson.
Back. Real trouble Paddy was having this week.
So this round went to Paddy Pimblett. Round 2, both fighters went to the ground and Paddy Pimblett was just outlanding Tony Ferguson and controlling the whole round.
Dangerous in full guard. Dangerous on my feet. Dangerous off of his back.
In which another round for Paddy Pimblett. And then on round 3, again, both fighters went to the ground and Paddy Pimblett was just destroying Tony Ferguson on the ground, in which Tony Ferguson tried to get him into a submission, but Paddy Pimblett got out of it and just went ham again. In which in the end, Paddy Pimblett just won by decision by winning every single round.
For the winner by unanimous decision, Paddy!
Now, you have to give Tony Ferguson his props here. He did go with the intention of fighting, but obviously Paddy Pimblett was just on a whole nother level and had a whole different game plan.
Pimblett thinking submission, perhaps?
It seemed like he wanted to finish the fight really early, and to be honest, I really don't know how he wasn't able to, but this again just goes to show that Tony Ferguson isn't just a washed up lightweight. He's still a very good contender in the lightweight division, not to mention that he was able to get through David Goggins' Hell Week, so this again just adds more credibility to Tony Ferguson and his determination and his willpower. So now that Tony Ferguson has lost against Paddy Pimblett, this unfortunately does mean that Paddy Pimblett is on a 7-fight winning streak and Tony Ferguson is on a 7-fight losing streak, in which do I ever think that Tony Ferguson is ever going to come back and have a comeback? Well, it really just depends on who he fights. If he's fighting somebody like Paddy Pimblett, who's way younger than him, who's hungrier than him, and just overall fresher and way more skill than Tony Ferguson, then no, I don't think he has a chance at making a comeback. But if he's fighting somebody like Nate Diaz, who's probably around the same age as him, who's also been struggling to get some wins and just overall past their prime, then I do think he stands a chance at making a comeback. But in the end, props to both Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett for putting on the show, in which it does suck how most people were judging both Tony Ferguson and Paddy Pimblett in the build-up to this fight, as the fight did kind of go the way they expected it. Most people thought the fight was going to be finished in under 2 rounds, but obviously that didn't happen. But Paddy Pimblett was still able to put a beating on Tony Ferguson. But in the end, Tony Ferguson did earn my respect by showing heart and determination and by showing that he wanted to fight to prove something, but obviously he didn't get the chance to do so.